just got an interesting update, by the way, from Zildarks, I guess would be how that Twitter ID is pronounced. He says it can't be an STX Soul or KT roster player because they played in Pro League. They're still at the OGN studio when it started. It's actually something I completely forgot to mention earlier, as I knew that I was not able to watch that Pro League match today. But yeah, STX Soul versus KT happening at the same time as it started, so this is not possible for it to be from either one of those teams. So that eliminates the possibility of Flash right off the bat.
Well, we have the Terran player to the top right now. We might find out who it is if he's able to win 2 games in a row, as our Zerg to the bottom left is currently leading with 1-0.
Seems like we have a lot more hints about the Zerg. He seems a little bit more stylistic than our Terran. And I think I'm with you on this. I'm feeling a TSL Zerg. I'm actually in agreement. I'm really excited to find out, you know, potentially who this is. If our Terran player actually wins, then we won't be able to find out. But see what he can do. He is going to go Command Center first again on this map, 2 times in a row.
Yep, he's doing it again. And of course the hatch first, no surprise here for the GSL Zerg. Let's find out what exactly he's up to in game number 2 if he once again strikes with the same composition. And we have the 2 SCVs, I guess. Number 1 is already on his way to low ground, and the second one as well. But oh, nice block here. Very well done. And he actually makes sure that the SCV is not able to get into the main base. He can chase it down.
Yeah. And he actually will lose that SCV almost 100%. No. Wants to try to go and deny more on the command center. And the drone will always out-heal the SCV. Look at this sneaky little SCV coming back. Double hatch before pool. And gas coming out already, though, for our Terran. He knows... I like this because he's like, alright, well, you scouted early, so you know my command center first, so you're probably going to double hatch before pool, so I'm going to be greedy as well and take my double gas. He's double gassing 4-second barracks. Really greedy, but considering that the drone scout came out, he's expecting the Zerg to try to counter him, and he's countering that. It's like it's quite nice actually to see. It's really cool.
Double expansion before pool, so he really adapted to what he scouted the last map. He saw already that his opponent was going for the hatch first, so he was like, okay, sorry, for the command center first. So he was like, well, if you do it on map number 1, you might actually do it on the second one as well. So let's just send an overlord in and a drone. Let's have a look, and then I can still change my strategy. So very well played, and with this, he will have a decent economy here. I don't think he has to face too much aggression from the Terran player. He will and the drone that we just spotted was actually really important. If you go for the strategy, you need a drone at the third to make sure that there is no kind of bunker play.
Yeah, that bunker play is a little bit new, but it has popped up like crazy right now. Just people sending a 2 or 3 barracks pressure Marines with SCVs to bunker. It can be quite nasty if you cut Zergling production. It's really important to note. Glad you pointed that out. Just these little subtle things that Zerg players do, like checking for cannons behind the base like we saw in the last best of 3. Really important, because if you don't do little things like that, suddenly a bunch of people are going to complain about balance in a live report thread somewhere.
What I like, by the way, is the gas that we have and the speed earlier. Did you already point it out?
No. I was about to, but you did it for me, and
I actually felt that you already did, so I was a little bit ahead.
Our minds were connected there.
Yeah. That just changes things up a little bit. He already has an additional drone in there, so he can react to whatever his opponent is going to do. He can, if nothing happens, he can start with an earlier attack. If he has to, he can get a Baneling Nest in order to defend. So this is actually a really, really smart play. With the early hatches that he builds, he needs a few more units on the map because he can't be quite sure what exactly is going on, and defending this with only queens is a lot more difficult. So against the Hellions, the first Spinecrawler already being built, additional queens nonetheless. And here's the Baneling Nest that we just talked about. Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
Very safe.
He's going into that pole build, like called the pole build with the Cloak Banshees. Being a little bit aggressive with these Hellions, scares the drones away. Drones get their courage back up to go back to mine, though. They're not too afraid as the Lings come out and chase. I like the Baneling Nest timing here. It's going to be very safe.
Zerglings only putting a little pressure and making sure that the Creep Tumor is protected. The Banelings will be ready very, very soon, and therefore he has no problem against Marine attacks either. Our Terran player is doing nothing like this, though. He's playing it safe at this point, going for the Banshees, the Wolf mentioned. And look at these Overlords again, everywhere.
Yeah, just great coverage. Even having one to go into the main base and scout. He's not going to need to scout this Banshee as it is revealed by these Lings. Hellions going to take them out, in fact, so trying to scout what they can before that happens. No Command Center at the third, but the third Command Center is going up in the main base.
Yeah.
Double Evo Chambers are going to allow him to get spores up, and he's going to want to make those immediately as soon as the Evolution Chamber is finished, as he does not have a lair.
Good position for the Evolution Chambers too. He just makes sure that there is nothing that can get into the base. And here comes the Spore Crawler, and Banshee Cloak is not finished just yet. This is actually like the perfect timing for Cloak.
Yep. Gonna get a few kills here.
Yeah.
And force the mining time to be lost.
Yeah, but the Queen will survive and is not gonna kill too much. Do we have yeah, we have a Spore Crawler on the low ground.
Yeah, and he's trying to find a spot here, but unfortunately the coverage is too good. Nice placement on that Spore. He's forced a few Spores though, which is not cheap, and you lose a drone for every Spore that you make. Sending the Banshee now to the third base, and at the third base location there's only one Spore, and this one is not as well placed. He may actually be able to pick off drones on the side.
Hellions are trying to move in, but the Queens are in position immediately. I really like this play of our Zerg. He's playing this very cautious. He has all his bases covered. And I don't only mean his expansions, but basically everything that the Terran player could do has been shut down immediately. So very aware. The macro hatch, every decision that he makes here is really good. He's a little bit ahead of his opponent in supply as well. Did not take the gas so far at the natural. I mean, sorry, in the upgrades, not in supply.
Yes. Look at how much creep he's spreading out here despite the pressure. He's not able to kill a single one of those tumors. He just doesn't care. He's only got the 2 queens here, but he's not afraid to make those Lings. And when you have speed at this timing that you mentioned earlier, you know, that's really important, that's really useful. A lot of gas banked up here for our Zerg. He's going to be able to start 2-2 right away, and that's going to put him slightly ahead and upgrades even more if he wants to, because the armory is just now starting for our Terran. He's way behind on that.
Spire and a massive amount of drones. He's taken gas number 3 and number 4 at the... no, sorry, actually number 5 and number 6 already at the third base. And this will allow him to get a lot of Mutalisk into play. Actually, if he builds a few additional Spine Crawlers and starts to harvest gas at this point, he can get more than 10. He can get like at least 11 or 12, maybe even 13. This is a pretty cool play, and look at this, he's going straight for the Infestation Pit too. I really like this play so far. The Terran player though has a third base now, so he's just not sitting back. He was trying to do as much damage as possible, but his opponent didn't allow him to do anything. And at this point with the third base, it's not looking too shabby for him either. He's a little bit behind in upgrades and attack in general, but it doesn't mean that he has lost the game.
No, yeah, definitely not. He needs to get that 2-2 started very soon. The armory has finished, and here's +2 weapons. Combat shield's coming out as well. He wants to get that a little bit earlier. And there's the armor. As soon as he has that 175 gas, starts it. And he's pumping out as many units as he can afford with that third base. He's got the gases up there. And
no Mutalisk, not at all. He's going straight for Hive.
And surprisingly so, not getting +1. He's making the 1 Muta, which will help shut down Banshee play on the Watchtower, for example. I think he's... I'm a little bit surprised he's not getting +1 for the air weapons, though.
I would have expected either +1 or at least a few Mutalisks. You don't have to get like 10 of them, but if you get like, for example, 5 or 6, you can do a bit of damage. You can kind of fake that you're going for Mutalisk while you are aiming for the Thors or for something else. But did he cancel the Mutalisk again?
No, it's out there.
It's only 1 Mutalisk. It's apparently really only against drop play. It's something that I can't actually remember seeing this.
Yeah, it happens every now and then, but usually for other reasons. There it is.
One sole Mutalisk.
This Mutalisk is like the lone wolf Mutalisk. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't work with other people. He's just like, nah, I like to do my own thing.
This is grumpy Mutalisk. Nobody wants to work with him.
He's like, yeah, this Muta, he's always screaming all the time for no reason. Look at this. He puts all the Zerglings up there to spread that creep. It's going to be denied by this Terran scan.
He's going for a drop here.
Yeah. That's weird.
I actually think it's pretty cool. I like it. something that we see occasionally, but not often enough, in my opinion.
Oh, Mutalisk Assassin.
There it is. Well, he needs a fungal nonetheless. I could actually use the 2 greens to the left. It's a sneaky Mutalisk. But it has been abandoned. It has been abandoned by the Overseer. This is so sad.
Nobody likes that Muta, man.
Yeah, no one.
He was picked on as a kid and everything.
Ah, there we go.
Ah! Okay, he got it.
But the attack at the third.
Oh no, the Muta! And the attack at the third as well.
Is the Muta dead?
Yeah, the Muta just got killed by these Marines.
Even the Marines didn't like the Mutalisk.
He did his job well, though. He did take out the Banshee, but the problem is...
He doesn't have a bow.
Well, he didn't react at all to those fungals.
Why did he not?
He didn't even siege.
It's not about the fungals, it's about the banelings. They were actually not well executed. He's going to lose this third. He could have defended. The first baneling hit, but the rest of the banelings, even though there was some target firing by the Terran player, he would have connected with those. And now he might lose more than the third. This is actually now really bad. At first I thought with those fungals he would be able to connect the banelings and take the Marines down, then the Zergling follow-up would have cleaned up every single tank. But no, he messed up his micro a tiny little bit, did not pay attention to the second baneling wave, and now he could lose a lot here.
He certainly could. And our Kespa Terran is actually trying to close the distance here. There's a lot of Infestors, though, holding him back, but he's just trading fairly efficiently.
Oh, if he chain fungals them, this would be so bad. It does. Does he have the energy? Yes, he has enough energy for more fungals. One gets away.
Maybe.
Maybe?
Ah, he lets it go.
No.
Darth Vader's like, stay on the leader. I'm gonna go back home. He's like, what? He's like, I'm just saying, build your third hatchery.
And
again.
this is crazy. He gets away. Maybe. No.
Oh, Miss Burrow on the Ling to block the third base. Just like 1 hex off. There's a burrowed Ling right next to the command center.
I think I have a beautiful and very long singing career in front of me.
I think so.
Don't you?
Yeah, I think you go train at the Neubahn. Maybe 2 hours a day.
That much?
Yeah, 2 hours a day, I would say.
I'm a natural. Didn't you just hear my beautiful singing voice?
Yeah, but there is some refinement that could be had.
Wow.
I think to have a promising career, you know, you can never get complacent.
That's true.
This drop will barely be swatted on the north, while these Ultras, they consider engaging.
The problem that Zerg has at this point is that he lost way too many bases. He may have cleaned everything up that a Terran player threw against him, but at the same time he lost base number 4, he lost the third. He's triple expanding now, but it's a little bit late, and for the time being his production is well down. This drop in the main base, this is actually like really great, because it will not only do damage, but it will force the Terran player back and kind of try to cripple his supply. Yeah. The fight in the middle of the map is not all that great though. Well, he traded very cost efficient here, but the main base, that's more what it is about. This Ultralisk was a brave Ultralisk. He died for Kerrigan, he died for the Swarm, and he did a lot of damage before he did so.
With all this creep being dropped in the main as well, he won't be able to rebuild those add-ons.
Yeah, and that's really annoying for him now.
It's going to take a full minute for that to recede. Meanwhile, though, the Terran army that's breaking through the center is going towards his natural. Yeah, we have some infested Terran drops over here, but if he can't stop this army, he's just going to lose regardless.
The infested Terrans to the right, they were definitely taking a few of those SCVs down. 18, 20 already, even more of them now. And I think he will be able to clear up the army. By now he has all the units that he needs. That's the Ultralisk working at those tanks, and the tanks are going to die, as do the Marines. And suddenly our Zerg player is ahead in supply once again. The Terran player with the lead that he had earlier is now on the back foot, as the Zerg is just everywhere, and this time had a lot better engagements than before, and this drop helped so much with it.
Yeah. He's continuing to drop infested Terrans over here at the 4th base, and he's taken out so many of these SCVs and forcing the Terran back. And here comes a few Banelings now.
38 SCVs have been lost already, even a lot more now, and this base is being assailed. Here come the siege tanks again, trying to do some damage, but the Ultralisk, they say nope. Not today, not on my watch.
It seems the multitasking for the Zerg is just on a step above the Kespa Terran right now. I mean, he was behind in supply, behind in bases, but he was able to make everything work, which is how aggressive he was and how great he was at dropping infested Terrans, doing that drop in the main, just being everywhere at once.
The infested Terrans are still at the, or better, the infested are still at the bottom right, and therefore the threat of infested Terrans. The Planetarian Fortress has not been killed, while the income is roughly the same. A bit better in gas though, actually a lot better in gas for the Zerg. And here comes another drop, and well, this Marine is not gonna live. There are only 3 Zerglings, but they are already very annoying.
Yeah, he's taking out these depots pretty quick. With that +2 Carapace with the Adrenal Gland upgrade, or rather +3 melee weapons. He's actually going to take out 2 depots. There's no reaction from the Terran. He lost a barracks earlier from burning as well. You guys saw that on screen. So he's starting to lose production, losing these depots.
The supply depot is gone, just burnt down.
Yeah, these little things are really annoying, and he just doesn't have the multitasking that our Zerg has, I feel. 3 more Ultralisks coming out. Base to the north has been well defended against drops several times. He's going to have to defend against this one, but he's already got units in play.
Yeah, he's ready for everything that happens. And now he has once again this supply lead that we've seen earlier, and he has the bases up for the mining. As long as he defends well, he is going to be good. And look at this, another drop in the main base while the main army is now moving across the map. He will force his opponent to defend here. Either defend the main or defend the third.
Yeah, there's too much going on for him to handle. His army is too small. He's actually going to take out these 2 units very slowly, and now we can target down the orbital.
Exactly, the infested Terrans did their job in the main base. We have borrowed Zergling. This command center is going to fall, and the Terran player, he is falling apart.
Yeah, he's even going to fight those infested Terrans for no reason now, losing a few more units there. And the Zerglings are burrowed in the main base. He has to leave. He doesn't have any scans. And when he leaves, the Zerglings are just going to unburrow and start killing some more stuff. He's got no add-ons, his production is limited, but also is his economy.
He has only 1 mining base, and as soon as this planetary fortress is going to die, he has no mining.
Speaking of the planetary, he did repair it. 1500 HP is back up to full. So it's not going to be as easy to kill, but he may just be able to target it with Banelings. Here we go. Ultras leading the charge, and he forces a stim here. We'll see what the Zerg player decides to target with his units.
There's no fungal right now, but he's moving in nonetheless, trying to take down these siege tanks. He needs to be careful. Most of the Banelings are already gone, and here come the siege, the Ultralists taking the siege tanks apart, but there might be a little bit too much firepower to take down the Marines and Marauders as well.
He tried to use the Infestors to... tried to use the infested Terrans to mess up the siege tanks, but he definitely didn't use that as well as he could have.
And at the same time, to the top right, the Zerglings have unburrowed, so they're currently taking every single building down. They're destroying the structures. A few Marines have been sent over to the top right, but at this point, the Zerg already did a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's done a ton. And look at this, he just has so much production. He's already got all the Zerglings back out here. Few infestors as well. With just a fungal or 2, he's going to have this done. And look at this. 1 fungal goes down, the Banelings connect, the siege tanks go down as well. And it looks like our GSL Zerg is going to have to force the GG, and he does.
GG as our Casper Terran yields. And well, now
2 GSL players advancing.
Exactly. 2 GSL players, a Zerg and a Protoss are advancing to the final, and we are going to find out which team the Zerg player belongs to.
I think both of our money here on TSL.
Yeah.
If it's any other team, we'll have. I mean, it'll be pretty. I feel like if we have, for example, IM or then it's like, okay, it's Lucira. If we have NS it's like, well, maybe it's Seal. But I'm thinking TSL.
Yeah, me too.
Well, let's reveal the team. Do it, production team. I want to know. No, they're not doing it. All right, here we go. Team reveal. It is TSL.
Yep. Surprise, surprise.
My money's on Hyun.
Symbol.
All right, well, we'll have to find out. All right, well, that was an intense best of 3 there. Close at times, but the TSL Zerg definitely having the upper hand, the better multitasking in the long run.
I'm not quite sure if you jump into the next game right away or if you have a short break.
Yeah,
I'm not, no clue.
I'm not actually sure. Okay, I just got the confirmation. We are going to have a 5-minute break. So after 5 minutes, we'll see you guys for the Protoss versus Zerg, GSL versus GSL, to find out who the player is. This is the Ready Action Cross Match with Caldor and Wolf.